You're live back by unpopular demand. This is the Aaron Zero show. Wherever you go, you can be in the flow. So be sure to catch the Aaron Zero show and subscribe by the billions. We also have a news channel on the phone called Aaron News, where we try to put you in a cruise on all the boring news. Anyway, this is Bollywood noise with all the noise you can handle or can't. And what do we have today? Well, the latest fresh off the press is that in the land of the free, they have canceled the show of one Mr. Jimmy Kimmel, who is an amazing comedian, amazing artist. And the great thing about Jimmy Kimmel is he always speaks the truth and he always manages to get a laugh out of you because he's really good at it and he's really top line craft. And apparently, the government there in power didn't like his free speech. And he said a thing or two, maybe, about an incident that has happened recently, but he didn't praise or condemn anybody. That's not his style. But he just spoke about the politics of the situation. That is all. He just focused on the politics of the situation and the stupid people that are around the stupid leader. And for that reason, he has been punished, so to speak. His show has been cancelled, and the spineless company that ran his show has caved in to the government demand. And so we will not be able to see Jimmy Kimmel for quite a while unless by some miracle he comes onto some other platform. But wherever you are, Jimmy Kimmel, our thoughts are with you, and you know you are the real deal. And we hope you will come back soon. And of course, the powers that be there have their eyes already on the other comedians who are critical of the dictator. Jimmy Fallon, Sid Meyers, Sid Rogen, etc. Be careful, guys. You have a target on your back. So it's like talking about Russia or Communist China or North Korea, where you can't speak freely and speak your mind. And the first article of the Constitution of the Promised Land promises free speech, and you're supposed to be able to speak your mind and have freedom of expression. That is what sets the Promised Land away from many other countries which are not free and where you have a whole long line of dictators who are catering you every single day. So that's pretty sad just now in the year 2025. This is not the year 1925 and it's not the year 1125. So, anyway, people speak out and get the dick who's a tater removed, and then we will be back to fun and games and free speech. And on another note, we have to talk about the passing of an icon, actor Robert Redford, who was born in 1936, passed away in 2025. And as they say, one of the lions has passed. He stood for in America we have to keep fighting for. He will be remembered as one of our greatest storytellers. And according to actor Morgan Freeman, there are certain people you know you're going to click with. After working with Robert Redford on Brubaker in 1980, we instantly became friends. Working with him again in an unfinished life was a dream come true. Rest peacefully, my friend. And Robert says the danger of success is that it forces you into a mold. I prefer independence and to be able to be part of freedom of expression that allows us as artists to tell our stories in our own way about the human condition, the complexities of life, the world around us, is a gift and not one to be taken lightly. Robert Redford in 2002 accepting an honorary Academy Award for his work in promoting independent filmmaking. And Robert Redford started his Sundance Institute and Sundance Film Festival in the 1980s because he got fed up of Hollywood and its power games and wanted the independent voices in film to be heard, independent actors, independent creators. And so he created the Sundance Institute and Sundance Film Festival, which celebrated independent movie making. And it was a kind of lab where independent directors would go and get finance and whatever and make their movie and show it there. So that was a great gift to the independent artist, independent filmmaker who was looking for a platform to be heard. And um, where have we gone? Where we go? And so they call him a classic American ideal who escaped the mold and and elevated every man he could slide into any nonsensical film and somehow make it work. He could seduce a woman, ride a horse, steal a fortune, take it on the chin, slip through the shadows. Yet Hollywood fame took an abrupt turn in 1969 when he bought land in Utah's Wasatch Range that he named Sundance. It always seemed perverse that this quintessential man who died Tuesday at 89 entered the movies in the early 1960s, just as the old studio system was wheezing in its final breaths. A new Hollywood was already in the making, and he made his screen breakthrough Jane Fonda in Barefoot in the Park, 1967, based on Neil Simon play, and it made a commercial pandering stink of depression. And but its stars were undeniable, lovely, charming. And he originated the role on Broadway. And he was most famously known for his movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, where he acted up opposite famous actor Paul Newman. They both became very good friends, and that movie was a success. And he got noticed and went on from there. Another movie was The Sting, and so Butch Cassidy seems like an emblematic moment in Redford's career. A few years earlier, the title character in Arthur Pen's Bonnie and Clyde had also died in a fusillade that played out to the glory end. Butch Cassidy, by contrast, presented a vision of eternal beauty that Redford himself seemed to incarnate almost mystically. Even as the decades passed by, the film suggested that somehow his character could get out of any situation, even a dangerous one, as in the Three Great Days of Condor, a spy thriller starring Faye Dunaway and directed with great verve and style by Sidney Pollack. And he was best when he appeared to do very little, when he retreated into himself to watch the world In Condor, he plays Turner, a shaggy, unbuttoned CIA researcher who one afternoon returns from a lunch run only to find all his co workers murdered. He's soon on the run and embroiled with Dunaway's Kathy, a civilian who he takes hostage because he needs a place to hide. And one of Redford's gifts was that he was equally good at sharing the screen with men and women, which wasn't always true of other 1970s male stars. He seems entirely comfortable playing against performers as different as Newman and Dustin Hoffman. He and Hoffman starred in another of the period's exemplary films, All the President's Men in 1976, and Redford seemed wholly at ease, deferring to them. This talent of Redford brings to mind the dynamic you see between Redford's most obvious screen heir, and George Clooney in Ocean's movies. Perhaps that sense of comfort comes from the confidence that is specific to beauty. Redford never had to fight for your attention. The 1970s are highly commemorated as high watermark in American cinema, but it was also an era that wasn't especially welcoming for women on screen, etc. Anyway, so that is Robert Redford for you. An icon has passed away, and we shall always remember him. Go out and watch his movies or see them streaming, and have a great day. And subscribe to the Aaron Zero Show and watch the Aaron News, another highly unpopular channel. So make your presence felt. Go out and do your free speech and make some noise.